Hello, hello. How we doing, guys?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Gavin.
So yeah, Mad Men. Almost end of season 4.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see where we pick up from here because we had some moments with some characters in the last episode that like kind of tangented them off in new directions a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I think one, I have a lot more respect for Betty now than I have had earlier in the season because
Sure.
we had kind of her tantrumy stuff with "I hate him, I want him dead," all of that. She just kept saying "I hate Don, I hate Don, I hate Don,"
Yeah.
which they're divorced. That's really kind of
It's
fair.
real
But she
life.
but she was but she was kind of being whatever about it, right?
No, sure.
But when push came to shove, and she had her chance to bury him, right? The FBI's in her house saying, "Is there anything that we should know about Don Draper
She said
that we don't know?" And she could have said, "Let me tell you about who this really guy really is."
Yeah.
If she really hated him, she would have done that,
she would have.
and she saved him for sure.
So she really is the MVP of that episode, really.
Or Pete,
Her and
or
Pete,
her and
yeah,
Pete, yeah.
But she was the first to save him, and because
And she called him and warned him too. Yeah,
She did call him. That's really important.
she could have let him go down. She didn't need him.
No.
I mean, you can make the argument like, well, she did it because the kids need their dad. Doesn't matter. She did a really nice thing for him regardless.
And you know what? Let's face it. She probably should have let him go down in real life.
Right.
In real life, she should have. So in terms of the show, I love me some Don Draper.
Right.
But no, and you know what?
Ethically, probably.
If we're really looking at the whole Betty thing, it makes sense that maybe she is on a road of redemption, so to speak.
Sure.
Because she's just not going to be all of a sudden Mother Teresa. You know what I mean?
No, but she did have that. I feel like her change happened in the episode where she kind of rock bottomed out by being really jealous of Don being on
Yeah.
a date. But then at the end, when he showed up at the birthday party, she was still upset. But
She let it go.
She let it go. She told Henry to let it go.
Yes.
She's like, everything's fine. He's here because he's their father.
Exactly.
It was the most adult we've seen her.
Yeah.
And then we followed up with this. Betty might actually
Be on a
have
road to redemption.
right. She could have had her dark night when she saw Dawn on a date and realized I need to let this go and get over it and get past everything, and kind of has been.
And my only real issue with her and Dawn is the parenting.
Yeah, they're neither one of them are good parents.
No.
I'm still very comfortable saying neither Dawn nor Betty are good parents.
Rich or poor, some people
Right.
shouldn't just be parents.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
That's very true.
They both obviously had the potential to get better because they're both smart people and they're both kind of growing in different directions, which is what you want when you get divorced, right?
Absolutely.
You want to grow into your own lives and be happier people, which they are both entitled to.
They are.
But
I hope
you hope they become
happiness.
and you hope they become better parents too. And I think Betty has more potential to be a happy person than Dawn does.
She has a lot of potential. Hopefully Henry gets a better position. I know he's rising the ranks of the
Sure.
political realm, and it's a new beginning for her,
Right.
And for the kids. I hope Sally becomes happy, and and Bobby. We never see Bobby, but
Right. Bobby seems chill on
I
everything.
think he's just chilling. Yeah.
On the flip side, we kind of saw the worst of Roger again.
We
different
did.
way.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, that was infuriating.
What? Well, Roger.
The loss of Lucky Strike.
The loss of Lucky Strike, which is not Roger's fault.
Nope.
Even Lee Garner was like, well, we were going to fire you anyway.
Gave him 30 days.
Gave him 30 days. Roger begged for it and got the 30 days.
Mhm.
I've always hated Lee Garner Jr. I think he's been one of the villains on the show.
Me too.
One of the actual villains on the show.
Worse than Duck, in my opinion.
I agree. And
Giving
Roger
him 30,
blew it. Right.
Giving him 30 days in the heads up is probably the most gracious thing he's done.
Right. But Roger blew it there. Roger had not an opportunity, but an obligation to
the rest of the company.
immediately. Like, I wouldn't even wait till the meeting the next morning. I'd have been on the phone
That night.
and like, we need to get together and figure out what the next step is. But Roger, he ends up going off on
his
Pete.
hubris. Is it his ego? What is it behind him that he can't humble himself?
I think it's his insecurity right there, because again,
that's all he brings to the table.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think his only value, and he's known this in his entire life. He knows he's a nepotism baby, right?
Yeah.
And he knows the only value he had to the company was Lucky Strike.
Yeah.
And now that they're gone, there is no Roger there, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been his whole life defining himself as a brilliant ad man, and I'm not saying he's a stupid guy or not capable. I think he is. He's done really well schmoozing clients and stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen it. He's a smart guy. But without Lucky Strike, he's not really bringing anything to the table.
He just has his name on the building.
That is the only reason that when Bert and Dawn planned the breakup of Sterling Cooper, that was the only reason they said we need Roger, was because they needed Lucky Strike to financially keep him going. That was it.
So I think honestly they would have had his back if he would been like, hey guys, this is what's happening.
No, yeah.
The Jets would be scrambled and they would have been like all working.
Yeah,
to save
all
it,
hands
you know?
on deck to figure out the next step.
Now they find out that they left and Roger didn't say a word about it. Why do we need you?
Yeah, and I'm assuming since he didn't say it then, the point of us seeing him not say it when Jones says any other business has Lucky Strike and he just thumbs ups it.
Yeah.
I think he's going to wait until they actually pull the account.
Me too.
And he's going to try to act surprised. And then somebody, probably Bert or Don, is going to call Lee Garner and say,
Yeah.
what the hell? And they're going to be like, we told Roger a month ago.
Yeah.
And then everything's going to blow up. And Roger's going to wish he opened his mouth.
I think you're right. And also,
he's just postponing it.
now we can't. We have to address the Don situation now too because we don't know. It was a little ambiguous at the end of the episode, but he gets out of the clear.
Right.
You know, obviously he's not blown.
Right.
And then immediately gives a look to
Megan, right. Megan, who was a lovely girl, clearly significantly younger than Dawn and not on the same socioeconomic plane. And the only reason I mention that is you don't have to be the same age or make the same money to be happy in a relationship.
Sure.
But it's at work, and therefore he's in
It's a little
clear power. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's in an incredible power position over her. He is a partner in the company who can hire and fire people at will, and she's his secretary.
He already made one secretary.
He
quit.
already did this once,
in
right?
an awful situation.
Yeah, and she was. Yeah, he victimized her for sure.
He did.
And
Like,
now it's looking like he hasn't learned anything.
If this show was contemporary, he'd be canceled. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, Don's not a great dude when it comes to a lot of this stuff. I like the fact that this season he's been trying. He's been on a soul searching mission. He's journaling. He's cutting back on his drinking. But that end of the episode makes you feel like, okay, there's the Don Draper we know that has not learned anything.
Also, he's seemingly in a good relationship with. Is it Anne? Is that her name? Anne.
Yeah, I think it's Anne.
And
Anne or Lynn. I don't like keeping it's Lynn.
It's
Okay.
Lynn. And
Yeah, it's Lynn because Anna was his sister. Right?
fantastic. She's fantastic. She's
Yeah.
been there for him. He opened up completely to her, and
She's an adult. She's on the same
she
intellectual
took
and
care of his
social
kid
level.
that episode.
Right.
You know, she's doing a lot.
Exactly.
For him, a lot of grace.
He doesn't have a power position over her, which is what makes
And then immediately-
makes that work.
He's like, yeah, I'll see you this weekend, and then his shooting gazes over at Megan. It's like,
He's checking,
dude,
he's checking another woman out. And the thing is like you can say like checking another girl out isn't necessarily a sign of something awful to come.
we know what that means.
But there's a reason that the show decided that we focused on that as our
Sure.
last moment.
Very intentional.
Yeah, it's always intentional.
Everything we see is with a purpose.
Yeah, and there's a reason.
So we'll see what happens.
Right. I'm not expecting good things to come from it. Do you want to welcome some new Patreon subscribers for the last couple days, guys? So Mackenzie Eddington, Sydney Moncrief, Lisa, Maggie, and Jim Miller. Thanks so much, guys. We are very, very, very glad you're here with us.
We sure are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you'd mind hit the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are currently watching, check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. If you're seeing this on YouTube, you can jump over right now to Patreon and catch the next 4 or 5 episodes right there of Mad Men. We're going to be doing the entire series on YouTube and on Patreon, so stick around with us for that. You'll have to sync and watch along on your own streaming service or DVDs or whatever. You're only going to see and hear us. We're watching on AMC Plus, which is a great streaming service, actually very underrated. We're also watching 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive, and are probably going to do all of that too because it's a great time.
Yeah, it really is.
All right. Thanks for listening to my shameless self-promotion, guys. We're going to go ahead and start episode 11 here for the people of Patreon in 3, 2, 1.
All I want to say is I did not plan this.
Nobody talk. I'm really stoned.
I'm glad you're driving an overstuffed car full of
6 people stuck in that car.
Right.
We have to be quiet. I have a roommate.
We've obviously moved past
There's an
the
attraction,
thing.
right?
Yeah,
It's like attraction versus work.
right. I wonder if she's a lot like Dawn in that she's going to, because we've made the point she is, that she's going to struggle to maintain personal relationships because of her work, like Dawn does.
I think one of the most interesting things about season 1 was Dawn and the Beatniks.
Right. I do too. Yeah.
Sounds like a band. Dawn and the Beatniks.
Nice to see you, Ken. And listen, I'm sorry about, my condolences. Oh, David Montgomery? I was only there for about 6 months. I didn't really know him.
He's not talking about that, is he?
What is he talking about?
Is that my Sterling Cooper? Oh man.
What's going on? Lucky strike.
Yep.
What? Look, you didn't hear from me, okay? You're winding me up. No, American Tobacco came in last Monday, so they're moving all the brands to us.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice of him to give him the heads up.
Yeah. So Ken's gonna have to be the adult.
Ken's going to have to be the one to make the phone call that says, we need to meet 3 seconds ago.
Get up
Yeah.
right now. I don't care what you're doing.
Right?
Put the bottle down, John. Let's go.
What a pleasant surprise. There's nothing much to celebrate yet. They were going to send Trudy home, but her mother...
Don't tell
Oh
Pete,
my
not
God.
here.
Anyway, I suppose your visit is premature. Well, I shouldn't use that word around here.
God, I love Pete.
Lucky Strike is going there.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what Roger should have been doing right here. Not the making out the phone calls. Yeah,
It's a nice jacket too.
he always looks so good.
I know.
Call Roger.
I did. He's out.
Wake Cooper. Meet me in the office.
This is where they're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing. That's what Roger, if he was a professional, would have done.
It's beat down time, Roger.
What's going on?
Ken here heard that Lucky Strike is leaving.
That they've already left. What?
Oh, I hate this guy.
He's an account executive at BBDO. That's where they're going.
No, that's impossible.
Call him.
I'm telling you, it's impossible.
So now you have to look like an idiot and call him in front of everybody.
Don't lose your temper.
Somebody call Lane
gonna-
in London?
He's going to make a show out of this, isn't he, to make himself look good. He's going to, like, be defiant and everything.
Yeah.
Roger,
What a fool.
I hope he feels like the idiot that he is.
Oh my God.
From your agency? Well, it's serious.
He's drunk.
Roger's such a little weasel right now.
There's non-compost mentis doesn't mean you have to listen to the board.
Watch the phone ring.
I would love it if the phone rang.
Yeah.
I would love it.
It's true.
Roger, you suck so bad right now.
Get it together, man.
He's not. No one's ever going to know that he did this.
Unless Lee tells him.
I've known him half my life.
I need a drink.
He doesn't drink.
Right?
You have
Yeah.
to keep a clear head.
Every day I tried not to think about what would happen if this happened.
They're going to have to figure something big out.
What's their Hail Mary?
Big, yeah.
Like,
Look at that Punim.
They can't even afford the building they're in at this point.
no, they can't.
You're the most hireable man on Madison Avenue.
I'm not at that point yet.
Well,
Yeah, you are.
you have articles written about you.
Right. I do feel like that any of these other ad agencies would jump all over if he walked
They
in
would.
the door. Yeah.
He has an award. Like, you know, like
And a reputation, a massive reputation.
Don's fine, but still, it's the business is.
His business
Yeah.
isn't fine, though.
You need to calm down. I was at a ball game when Trudy was born. Go about your business.
God. Those
Different
are
times.
Times, yeah. Don't let me know if it's a boy or a girl.
You're a frequent topic at CGC. Now, apparently, you were a tough act to follow when we moved Clearasil over there.
Ted Shaw? I hate him. He's just trying to hobble Don.
There's no reward in going down with the ship.
I have an agency. I'm a partner.
Yeah, he's a partner. That's a big deal. Yeah.
Our clients need to hear this from us.
I know,
Yeah.
Bert. Don't wait for me.
He didn't even
I'm standing
go.
by Lee's receptionist.
One of these guys is gonna call Lee, and Lee's gonna be like, "That's not what happened."
I don't know.
Well, it is what happened, but like I told Roger like days ago.
I think you're right. I don't know what it is, but somehow it has to come out. It
Yeah.
has to come out that he did this.
They might have to grab somebody from another agency with like a huge client.
Is this they're going to start laying people off?
Oh Jesus!
I think they do that in a memo.
I got 5 that says Cooper's retiring. No champagne. I say he's got cancer.
Oh my God, Freddie.
American Tobacco has reluctantly decided to consolidate their business at Batten, Barton, Durston, and Osborne.
Yeah.
So what does this?
It means some of them are leaving right now for good.
Shoulder to shoulder, and we're going to overcome this and succeed tenfold, and it will be exhilarating.
Start calling everybody you know that needs advertising. Everybody.
Any questions?
You can't see him. You can't see his hand behind the other guy's head.
Peggy, Freddie, Danny, stand in my office.
We'd better get to work in a big way.
Yeah, start hitting homers.
When are they going to fire that little Danny guy? He's obviously pointless.
I know.
It'll look desperate if I'm suddenly involved.
So what about it then?
Be successful.
I'm not worried.
Nice.
That was good, yeah.
I love Peggy, man. She's
I do
awesome,
too.
dude.
How bad this is going to be until Lane shows up.
Yeah, Lane's the numbers guy. He'll know.
I knew I'd pay for it.
You're not paying for anything, but I'm counting on you.
This is as close to a pep talk as Don's ever given anybody.
It's got me fired up.
Yeah, right? It's like, I don't care who you need to call. We're going to start stealing clients from everybody now. Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. Gary Oldman.
Yep.
I kept meaning to say something. I thought I still had time. I don't know.
What kind of time?
There's a lot of work to do.
Come after
Yeah.
30 days is not enough time to replace your biggest client. He's...
I'll have to see.
You think she tells?
No. She's
pretty mad.
She's a stand-up girl, but I don't think she's going to tell.
Why are you worrying about existing accounts? If anything, they're going to get more attention.
Because they're afraid we won't be here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Damage control.
Wake up!
I'm here.
I'd interrupt. It's Al Weaver from Glowcoat.
What does he want?
I don't know.
Do you want me on the call?
Didn't you talk to him this morning?
They getting fired by Glowcoat now, too, after that award-winning ad?
Yeah, that's... The ship is sinking at this point. Like,
they're going to have to do something. You're right. There's a Hail Mary coming, for sure. There has to be.
And I'm not talking about losing Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike didn't enter into it.
Really? So that has nothing to do with this?
Don, it's a simple coincidence that it happened now.
I don't believe that at all.
yeah, coincidence is not that... No.
You know we're going to want another shot at this soon.
As long as you're around.
We'll be here. Don't worry.
Good luck, Don. I hope we get...
I'm glad he ended it with that. Like, I'm going to get your business back.
You can't let your emotions run high in this situation. You don't want to say something that's
Right. You don't want to burn the bridge.
Come on.
I mean, I get it.
Nothing.
Do you want ice?
No, but I need a favor. Make sure I don't overdo it.
Okay.
How about just put the bottle down?
How do I do that?
Stop me at 3. This is 1.
Well, at least he's cognizant of it. He's not just, I'm going to get drunk now.
Like, I'm leaving the door open.
I mean, I would get drunk on 3, but he's not going to.
No.
Go to the hospital. There's nothing to do here. It's obviously what matters to you.
What?
You think that call's easy to make?
I think you're distracted. And because of that, I think you scared the shit out of him.
Who the hell do you think you're talking to?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on Pete's side
I am
here
too.
completely.
I like that he doesn't back down. Who
Right.
think you're talking to.
Not to mention the fact that this is Don projecting, for sure.
There he is. The man of the...
Ah, no way.
You're about to have everything the minute that baby comes.
He's poaching.
He is definitely poaching.
Campbell, Gleason, and Shaw. Has a nice ring to it.
Wouldn't you want your name first?
I'm open to it if we're having that discussion.
Oh my God.
But I think you'll really enjoy driving one.
I don't drive.
I'll teach you.
Why don't I try to get him?
Tom, Jeannie, remember my office.
Well, like buy out his firm? I don't know if they have the money for it now.
Not true. I wonder what he'd be bringing in, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, he owns his own firm, though. It's different.
Gotcha,
Yeah, he's not working
gotcha.
somewhere.
I thought he was free.
Nope.
I waited for you at the hotel. Why didn't you come? Are you mad at me?
No.
Yeah.
But Roger,
I would say yes.
I'm not a solution to your problems. I'm another problem.
Oh, that's a good line.
Fantastic line.
I just can't do this anymore.
What are you trying to say?
I feel like that was there.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm gonna go to your wife,
Yeah, sober up, go get some coffee and go home.
right?
Go make some phone calls.
It's not like he doesn't have a shoulder to cry on that he needs. He's married to
Yeah,
a
but
lovely young woman.
We have not seen Jane in forever either.
I don't think we've seen her this season, have we?
Maybe at the beginning, but yeah, it's been a long
Yeah,
stretch.
it has.
He's out there living a
I don't
life.
think we, honestly don't think we have since the firm blew up. I don't think we've seen her.
That's a good point. Great shot. That's like a.
Yeah.
That's very noir, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very with the music and
What's
everything.
on the
yeah.
fedora?
There's only so much we can pretend like we're doing.
Is that 3, Don?
I was going to think the same thing. Like, how many has he actually had now? Because this is hours later.
I'm used to having my ideas rejected, not me. How do you do it?
Yes, that probably gets deep on a guy like that needs everyone to love him.
Yeah.
Clients are always unhappy.
Yeah. Like who?
No,
Oh, he wants her help.
No. Why? I'm drowning
it's
here.
confidential.
You know I
confidential.
can't do that.
If
You're right.
they're happy, they're unhappy. There's nothing against telling them to have dinner with me. Or if you don't want to, tell me who they are. I'll call them out of the blue.
I can't do that.
Sure you can.
Oh, Don.
So I'm gonna kill my business to save yours?
It's not your business. It's Atherton's. This is different. This is everything to me.
I don't believe this.
Yeah, Don.
I told her to cry on fine. You want to throw me to the wolves so you can save your neck? Forget it.
I would do it for you.
I would never ask. I would never
Ooh.
do you like that. Because I know the difference between what we have and the stupid office.
She is 100% right.
Idiot. God, Don.
He couldn't even stop her and apologize like he should have.
He
Like,
can't.
I'm sorry, you're right. You're
He's-
right. That was dumb. I'm
He's
sorry.
beyond apology.
Yeah,
He just-
he
God.
is. He's not that guy.
Says pretext just left the hotel.
It's so hard to root for him this season. It's so hard.
Right.
One damn account and you ignored it.
You don't know what you're talking about, Pete. Explain it to him.
You squeezed me off of it, Roger. You wanted it all to yourself.
He would have never let this happen.
Now you're on Pete's side?
Yeah.
Mr. Campbell, your father-in-law called. Your wife and your daughter resting comfortably.
Oh, just now.
Yes, it happened.
Remember, he's like, good job. Yeah.
We should get going.
You're gonna go to the hospital. Different times, I guess.
Yeah.
Fish to fry, unfortunately.
And then Joni listened to him lie.
Where does Draper get off?
Where do you?
Lee Garner Jr. never took you seriously because you never took yourself seriously.
Thank you, Bert.
Bert's the man.
Yeah.
It's that Anne Ryan talking.
She probably fixed it for him too.
Oh.
Yeah.
For the night, but if you need help,
Did you do that?
I thought in the end you wouldn't want to throw it away. That commercial was great, and nothing they can do can change that.
I'll take those.
We're definitely seeing him. We don't know how many, obviously, but we're seeing him with drinks a lot in this episode than we have been recently. He might be backsliding for real.
I think I'd like eventually to do what you do, or what Miss Olsen does.
Also, it's good for Don to be able to bounce ideas out loud off somebody.
I don't want to be in the way.
No, I don't mind.
All right. Well, here you go. Keep it innocent.
Yeah.
Keep the door open. God dang it.
What did you like about the commercial?
Oh, putting me on the spot.
It was creative and funny.
What are you laughing about?
Because
he is definitely hitting on her. Yeah.
Well, you haven't been here that long.
And you don't know how long I will be, so I get to know me.
She's flirting back a little bit too.
No, she is.
You want one?
How many is that?
Four.
Plenty.
Why do you care what I think?
Well, that went a lot faster than I thought it was going to.
You don't deserve Lynn.
He can't help himself, can he?
He can't.
This is a good idea.
Well.
This has nothing to do with work.
Well, until it does. You are
It's
his
not a good
employee.
idea.
I just want you right now.
Well, it's about as much consent as you can get, I guess.
Well, no, it is, but it's still a bad idea.
Insanely bad. Like, what happens when Lynn comes strolling in? You know what I mean?
It's just another complicating factor that he does not need in his life, and Lynn certainly doesn't deserve this.
Nope.
What'd you buy?
Look.
You're a millionaire. Who cares?
Look at it.
No way.
Oh, that is so sweet.
I want that poster so bad.
Sterling's gold. The title alone makes me want to read this book.
So bad.
Apparently, no, it's pure garbage.
Apparently it's a real thing. I gotta check it out.
Right.
I've gotta check it out. After we
Did
finish the show.
the producers of the show do it? Or did I want to check it
That's
out?
what somebody told us on Patreon.
Yeah, if it's something a fan wrote, never mind. But if the show put one out, I want to read Sterling's Gold.
I'll double check. Yeah, if it's from the show, I'm reading it for sure.
Good night, Mr. Draper.
She left it at Mr. Draper. I mean, if she's serious about keeping it profesh as much as she can, she did it there.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that blows up.
Oh, you suck so much, Dawn.
Can I come inside?
She breaking up with him?
I hope so. Honestly, I think she should.
Good timing.
They left on bad terms, and now he hooked up with another woman. I mean, obviously she doesn't know that.
Cut the cord.
Right. I feel like it would be best for her not to get caught in this tornado.
Yeah.
I got you a meeting with Heinz.
Oh my god.
Vinegar, sauces, and beans.
Yeah, Heinz ketchup. You know,
That's a
Loud and the Restless.
that's a big company.
shout out to Pittsburgh.
yeah.
I wanted to.
In the last 5 minutes, I've thought, you poor woman, about 2 different women around this guy right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd ask you to stay, but I need to go wash
Yeah, if
because I'm a monster.
please go shower, and please don't do what I think.
Yeah, he just said he's just going to go to sleep. I don't even know if he's capable of feeling guilt about this.
He knows though. Like he knows.
He knows, but
Does he feel bad about it?
I don't think he has the capacity for that.
It's like he can discern wrong from right? But he does.
No, he can. He just
still
can't. He can't
does-
help himself. He can't police himself.
Exactly. It's like he knows he's hurting these people, and maybe there's a certain part of him that's like, man, I shouldn't have done that, but he continues to do it over and over again.
Right. I mean, I feel like there was a moment there where he was very half-heartedly trying to stop it from happening, and the problem with that is Megan didn't have to try too hard to get him to change his mind.
Nope.
At all.
Nope. And the thing is like it's a different dynamic than his last secretary, obviously.
Right.
I mean, that
He was drunk and really kind of forced it to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And like that last girl was, really in love with him too. Which
Yeah.
he took advantage of that.
The thing is we don't know if Megan, she's putting on a brave face, but we don't know if she's going to go that route or not too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, look, Megan's cool. Megan's very like she's capable.
Right.
I like
I
Megan.
agree. I agree.
Maybe
But-
she is just wanting a fling. It's wrong because he's in a relationship, obviously. But like if she can be,
I don't think that she knows he's in a relationship. I don't think
Is
they're
that a
public.
secret? Is the
Yeah,
whole
I don't
thing a secret?
think. Yeah, because they work together. I don't think it's public.
okay, yeah. For some reason, it's just so common, and like he gave her the keys to his place.
Right.
I just kind of thought it was
No,
common knowledge, but
I don't
okay,
think so.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I don't think Megan did anything wrong. But I mean, in reality, and I don't know how it's going to play out in the show. Obviously, how many times do people, when they're desperate enough to be with somebody they like, are like, I don't care if it's just whatever. I'm fine with that. I just want something to
Cut
be in your
to
life.
a month later.
Cut to a month later, and it's like I'm really in love with you, and
You suck.
yeah, exactly. Like you ruined my life by like following through on that.
Look, and it's hard to point fingers and say who's wrong and right here, but obviously it's like
Oh, it's
Dawn,
Dawn. It's
dude, Dawn. look, I know that your will is strong and that like, a beautiful woman is like coming on to you and you're like, I can't resist. But like, dude, it's not even just a coworker, which that is a whole set of issues there out within itself.
Yeah, it's a
less
bad, right?
but like you employ her. Like,
Yeah,
you pay
it's
her bills.
it's the idea that he can't possibly refuse her, and he's the one with all of the actual power in that dynamic. It's like if anyone could have said absolutely not, it's you. He did it with Peggy. Why was he able to do it with Peggy when Peggy was his secretary and came on to him? Yet he can't do it now.
Well, it was different then. He didn't do that at all at work back then.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's fallen. He's fallen. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was a cheat even then.
Yeah.
And he's not married now, so I guess it's not as bad. But
Well, he was more careful then because he had
he was
Betty.
definitely more careful than because he had Betty, and now he has to be less careful because there's not a wife showing up to work every now and then.
Or like in charge of like because at work they have his home phone number and all this stuff. You know,
Right.
like one of them could obviously freak out and call his wife
Well, they showed up at his work all the time. Betty showed up at Sterling Cooper all the time.
frequently. Yeah.
Drop off the kids, pick up Dawn for pictures. I need to get some money while I'm in town.
Yeah.
Whatever. She showed up a lot, and
He has no stability now, and it's like
and now
he's off
yeah,
the
and
rails.
now that he has no stability, it's like there's he can't even police himself now that he doesn't have. There's not that threat of Betty hanging
And
over him.
seems to be like
Betty finding out. I mean,
he's trying to rebuild that stability, obviously, in more than one way, not just like in a romantic relationship, but like in his own life, policing himself with like how much he has to drink, and even Lynn's been fantastic. She's been
Right.
there for him. She's obviously getting him accounts, and I think he sees that and he recognizes that, but he's like, man, I am so off the rails.
well, the parallels between Roger and Dawn they're identical in this episode, right?
Truly.
Because they both were like, oh no, I'm feeling insecure because my job is at risk and I'm feeling untethered. I know what I need. A woman to let me feel like I'm a real man again in order to reel myself back into the world. The difference is Roger gets shot down and Dawn doesn't. That's the only difference in the fact that Roger has a wife sitting at home that would be there for him if he would let her.
Lovely, yeah.
And he clearly has no interest, right?
At
I'm
all.
just going to go to bed.
It was a moment.
Sit with me. What'd you buy? You know what I mean? It's like if you really needed someone, then someone's there for you. The appropriate person is there for you, your spouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really hard to love Roger and Dawn right now. And for 2 straight episodes, it's hard to love those 2 guys.
How is Pete the most likable?
We've gotten to that point. Like Dawn yelling at Pete because Glowcoat left. You know it's not his fault. You knew it wasn't his fault the second he sat down, but you had to find somebody to blame because things aren't going your way.
And he didn't apologize, but he kind of had his back there in the end
Right.
against Roger. You know what I mean? He's like, don't take it out on me.
Yeah,
It's like, well, you did. They
Right,
both
yeah.
both did in this.
They both
episode.
did. Right.
And Don can. I don't know if he's just oblivious to that or if he's just ignorant or whatever it is. But like he did the same thing Roger did. He can't even admit that. Or
He's becoming more of Roger than he wants, including hooking up with his secretary. That's exactly what he told Roger he was foolish for doing.
Yeah.
And he's in the same boat. He was foolish for marrying a woman so much younger, and how much younger than him is Megan?
A lot.
I mean, I know they're not getting married or anything, but
Almost 20 years probably.
right, yeah, she's probably early 20s and he's in his 40s. Would be my guess.
Yeah. People told us several times. Don's like 38, 40, something like that. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, early on, I think he was there, but I feel like, well, he started the show at 36, right?
Yeah.
We went to the doctor and like, you're a 36-year-old man.
Yeah.
So he's got to be around 40 at this point.
Yeah.
But still.
We have somebody on Patreon that lets us know frequently when we ask, so
Right.
let us know.
Sure, works for me.
But you're right, and it's like, dude, like what? Guys, like, is this systemic? What is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Is it the job that you're in?
Right.
Is that what they're trying to say? Because remember, this show is a analogy about the American dream, right? It's a metaphorical stand-in for what it is, at least during this time period, to chase that unattainable American dream.
Yeah.
And Roger and Dawn seem to be having the same misery, right?
Yeah.
When I can't get this one thing, everything falls apart. So then I have to find a substitute. Isn't that what Joan even said?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not a cure. I'm another problem. I'm the stand-in.
That was a great line.
Yeah, she was great. I'm a what is she?
Not the answer to your problem.
Right. I'm a harbor in the storm is what you're looking. I'm a port in a storm.
Yeah.
Which is exactly right. Which is exactly what Megan is. And Megan, the difference there was Megan and Joan, right? Megan was willing to do that, and Joan was not.
Because Megan's new. She's naive.
Right.
She's
Yeah. It's just a different perspective on what they're doing.
Sure.
And I don't think it makes her naive because she wants to sleep with Dawn. It just is not a wise thing to do.
I say it that it is because she's new there. She's
Sure.
very new, and it's exciting.
Right.
You know, she's a young girl in the city, and Don Draper's Don Draper, but also she has her own agency. She can.
No, she does, and she's the one who took charge there. She did. She's the one who says, "This is what I want to do," and it's I don't want to do anything beyond that.
It was very consensual,
right? And maybe it won't go beyond that, and maybe it will, or maybe she'll want it to, or maybe she won't. But for right then, she said the word. She said the right words, right?
Yeah.
This is what I want, and this is all that I want, and this is all that it has to be. Which, of course, to someone like Dawn, though, that's going to be the magic words, right? Yeah. Oh, so I can just do this, and that's all I have to do, and I've got no responsibilities beyond that. There's no headache later of the secretary trashing my office and running out crying.
And I think this signifies that Lynn is not sticking around anytime soon. She'll be gone by the end of the season. Like, there's no way they last. I just don't see them last.
Don. I don't think Don's. He's still not capable.
He's going to take Hines.
Right.
He's going to hurt her.
Right.
And on to the next. That's exactly what's going to happen.
I think so too. I think she's short term, and she's trying to make the best of a situation that's not going to work.
Now, is Hines the lifeboat? I mean, it's a big account, obviously. Is it as big as Lucky Strike? I mean, it is now, today. Look how big it is, but I mean...
Probably not, but it's a start,
It's a start, yeah.
I feel like if Hines was like a Lucky Strike size get, Don wouldn't have gone and sat on the couch with her. He'd been like, great, hold on, I've got some phone calls to make. Yeah, exactly. Well, it'd have been like, I need every executive at Sterling Cooper in the office right now to start strategizing. This is the big lifeboat.
Yes.
I think it's important. I think it's part of a lifeboat, but I don't think there's any way that Don just lays down and takes a nap on the couch if it's as big of a whale as Lucky Strike.
All four of them are going to be pulling a Hines in a second.
They're going to have to, right? Yeah. There's going to have to be a multifaceted approach to save Sterling Cooper, and Hines would be a good start, but not the end of it.
I wonder what it's going to be then. You know what I mean? It's like we haven't really signified what it is that's going to pull them out of this, but they're probably saving it, right?
Yeah, it might be a home run swing, and it might be a lot of small singles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we have 2 episodes left. And
right.
I really doubt we end the season on a cliffhanger. Or at least like, oh, that's it, we're done, and then like cut to season 5, we're good. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I agree. I think that there's going to be some type of resolution by the end of the yeah. Because I mean, what we're at right now is, oh my God, Sterling Cooper's in trouble. I don't think we do that for 2 episodes in the season and still be at, oh my God, Sterling Cooper's in trouble.
We've started
Draper Price.
We started such a specific story this season, right?
For sure.
It's got to have a conclusion.
Yeah, it will.
We have the beginning, the middle, and we have got to get some sort of end.
And I trust the story tuners here. They're brilliant.
Absolutely.
This has been a brilliant show from episode 1, and I don't think they're going to drop the ball moving forward here, at least in a way that would leave us unsatisfied with it, right?
I think so too. I really do.
Look forward to the last 2 episodes of this season.
We'll see you guys. Yeah, the last 2. By the way, so far, which has been your favorite?
I think season 4 has been my favorite. 4? Yeah, I think this the writing has been. I mean, it's always been a consistently good, well written, well executed show. But I think they've just been hitting home runs every episode here this season.
Too.
Just home run.
The curtain has been pulled, and now we see the wizard. So to speak.
Yeah, it's pretty great. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.